Hey everyone, this is Max with Ginny's horseproductreview.com. Today I'm just going to be doing a voiceover of a recent groundwork session that I did with my horse Monkey out here in North Carolina. So as always, if you have any questions, go ahead and post a comment below. And if you're not a subscriber yet, please click subscribe. So I'm just doing some basic in-hand exercises with my horse Monkey here. Overall goals is just for her to be relaxed in the arena and for her to pay attention to me and kind of take the lead off of what I'm asking her for. So overall, just looking for her to walk comfortably on the lead line with a, like I said, that relaxed mood that you can see there. And then for her to listen to my cues when I tell her to turn around. So the oppressive heat of North Carolina is definitely working for me here. You can see that she's a little bit lazy. And so I'm going to give her the cue there by pointing with my left hand, in this case, the leading hand. And I'm just using the words walk, asking her to walk as a voice command. Trying to stay on the same spot in the ground as I do this. And as she stops there, I'm just going to lead her or get her to keep walking again by giving her that cue again. I'm only escalating as much as necessary, so I've got the whip in my right hand there. So here I ask her to stop, and she stops, and this is where she gets to relax. So finishing that last thought, I'm only escalating as much as possible. I'll ask first with the point of my hand, and then I will click after that. And I will step towards her using the whip, kind of just whipping in front of me, not trying to whip her, but I will contact her with the whip if she doesn't get out of the way. And that kind of just enforces the movement. So she did pretty good at the in-hand exercises. I'm just going to practice leading. She really has a tendency to want to walk in front of me. So anytime that she does that, I'm just going to change directions and walk away from her there. And then I just do pretty dramatic stops like you see here. And then sometimes I'll back up towards her, which she's pretty good at backing up away from me. And then I may also step into her, forcing her to yield the front legs there. I just kind of go between my groundwork exercises freely to keep it fun and entertaining for her. And so long as she's got that calm demeanor, that's the biggest thing I'm looking for. So here's one that I've been working on a little bit casually, just trying to get her to stand calmly by the mounting block. I've had an issue a couple years ago where as soon as I grab her mane in order to mount up onto her, she gets all dancy and starts dancing around. So this is something I work on almost every time, where I'll just act like I'm about to hop up on her and trying to get her to just stand relaxed in a position where I could easily mount the saddle without her moving around. So ask little, reward a lot is definitely the mantra here with Monk, and that helps out quite a bit. So you can see that's her buddy Bamboozle, who's a 25 or 26-year-old Morgan. And today I've just got him cruising through the arena so that he can stretch his legs and eat some grass. And it's kind of nice to just do different things like that, because she's definitely distracted by Bamboozle. For some reason, horses have their own centers of gravity, so in the groundwork, she always tends to try to gravitate towards her buddy, which is also useful because you can keep the groundwork going, kind of work on not allowing that, and have her stop, for instance, on the opposite side of Bamboozle, which is pretty useful there. on a typical day, I won't have him in the arena, I'll have him over in his pasture. And he kind of just runs around and self-exercises a little bit, but it's good for her to get used to being by herself. So just mix it up is the most important thing. So once again, there's that signal. I say walk and point in the direction I want. You can see she stops, I just point. And always in North Carolina, there's gonna be the bugs. I don't really mind if she's gonna stop to take care of a bug like that, as long as she's paying attention. You can see that she's being fairly good, but fairly lazy there. So I didn't ask for a stop. I'm trying to get myself situated with the lunge line so that I can go past a walk here and ask for a trot or a canter. So there you go, I asked her to change direction. She gave me the inside turn. She didn't start moving immediately, so I needed to use that whip as just a little extra encouragement. So like you saw, just a really minor tap, not escalating very much there. And then I'll move towards her, and then I'll escalate with the whip as required. Kind of just moving forward on a line, whipping in front of me is the idea here. Now I'm clicking and asking for the trot, escalating just a little bit with that whip as you see. So point, click, then whip is always the order. And she didn't get the message, and then got it in a big way. So that's okay. That's more than what I wanted. So I'm just gonna kind of not put any more pressure on her so that she calms down, bring her down to a walk, encourage her, and then start from there until, as you can see, I've got her moving out in a trot much more comfortably than what you saw in that initial one. This is that gravity I'm talking about. She's definitely trying to work her way off screen to the right, which is where bamboozle is. Ideally, like we said before, you want your feet to be in, like if you drew a container in the sand, you don't want your feet to move out of that little container. And you can see that she's gaining ground off screen to the right. And so I'm just going to try to push her back to where I want her to be, where we originally started. And because she... Alright guys, a couple minutes left in this video, so there's a couple things that I want to say. Is I base all my groundwork on what I learned from primarily Warwick Schiller's videos. He's an Australian horseman that has a good video series, so I would check that out if you're interested. He really breaks down the groundwork with just a lot of sessions that you can watch and start to learn, and then instruction on top of that. Also got a lot of these exercises from Jaton, who's a local cowboy out in Idaho, where Monkey and I first met. That's where I'm from. He is Ray Hunt's grandson, so he follows that same natural horsemanship style there. You can see here that she's a little bit confused about what I'm asking, so I'm just going to guide her with that lead line in order to disengage her front end, and then after that she picks up on my regular cues. You can see she's a little bit excited because of the distraction of bamboozle there, but no big deal. Not asking for much, just gonna keep asking for that circle in hand, which, as you saw, she knows well and is calm about, but just try to get those basics back out. And because she's so distracted, I want to end on a victory here, so I'm probably going to ask her to stop in a second. There it is, stepping in front of her, asking for that change of direction. And the reason why she's sticking here is because she's paying attention to her buddy that is off screen to the left at this time. Good, just putting a little pressure, walking always towards her aft end there to push her forward. And now I'm stepping in front of her to stop, and that's going to be a victory. This is where she gets to rest, and so long as she keeps her attention on me and remains calm, we're going to call that a win and walk away. So just little steps like that is all we're looking for. Set the mental space for the horse so that she's nice, calm, and ready to ride.